Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Matt Tebow with Stacked, and I am joined by the top lane extraordinaire, the winner of the Dignitas Golden Guardians matchup, FakeGod, the top laner for Dignitas. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty well. You just won, so the vibes are pretty good right now.
Yeah, I can imagine. So vibes are as important as they ever could be right now. The
Yeah.
game was a nail biter, though. It came down right to like the last minute, the last fight. You had a really good flank coming out of a tri-bush on that one side, coming over the wall. Walk me through your thoughts on the game. How did it feel to play into that Gragas matchup and ultimately flank as hard as you possibly could have for 20 minutes after that?
I was pretty confident in that matchup because I just see it as like a pretty good matchup in general, and it's just one of the answers into Gragas blind basically. And throughout the game, I was actually thinking like it was a free win after he got like 4 kills until a huge mistake in their bot side and gave Lucian like 600 gold advantage. And after that, I think most of my thoughts were just about flanking because we decided that we could not actually play the fight outs as a two frontline because their Lucian and Senna were basically one-shotting our frontline as Aatrox and Udyr. So I was just mostly thinking about flanks and like TP flanks and like just going on Senna and then making them eat and then going afterwards. That's probably why most of it was just about flanking.
Mm-hmm. And, I mean, as far as things go as well, right? Like, Dignitas is known as, like, the team with, like, Dardoch and Aphromoo, been around for a long time, and then you guys, the rookies, right?
Yeah.
I've always been super curious. Were you a fan of the LCS when Aphromoo was, like, starting out? Were you like, oh, man, Aphromoov's so good? Like, wow, I want to play the LCS?
Not particularly. Honestly, I was pretty young back then, so I don't even know if I remember if I was, but I don't think I was. I was like,
don't tell me how old you are. I'll feel
old. I'm 20 right now, so maybe it was like I was 13 or 14 years old when Zach was playing, and yeah, I don't remember too much honestly. It's like a blur of school and prep school and whatnot, and then league somewhere in there. That's around where I started league.
Pretty cool. So you've been playing since season what? Would that be?
Season 3. And then and then I had a Masters season 4, and then after that I was just like playing for fun until I finished high school, I guess. And yeah, that's a normal story.
What's up?
Yeah, as normal as it gets for a League of LCS player.
Yeah, that's pretty normal.
Yeah.
I think.
And back to that point, like Aphromoo and Dardoch, they're the vets. They've been around for a really long time, and then there's the rookies. But I think today it was like the rookies who shine. Like obviously Neo had his Penta, Soligo had some really great setups off of his Syndra Qs and his E's, and his ults were all on point. And you just flanked everybody and pretty much turned team fights for your team. What's it like to kind of share that spotlight, especially as like you're really young, you're 20 years old, and all of a sudden people, like thousands of people, are talking about you on like Twitter and Reddit as this like, amazing top-notch League of Legends player?
Honestly, I'm trying to not think about it too much because I don't actually respond that well to like a lot of pressure like that. And I just know that if I just keep playing normally and not think about like, oh, I'm the best top laner, or like, wow, I'm so good, or like like stuff like that, I'll just start to play differently, and I don't really want that to happen. So I'm just keeping that in like the back of my head, like, oh wow, that was a pretty good performance, or like, like I'm playing pretty well, and then that's it for me, basically. I don't want to like focus on that part or like think about like, oh wow, like so many people are seeing me play well. I'm just trying to think about just staying normal and then keep only thinking about my game, and then I'll be good.
Yeah.
Focus
on yourself. I respect.
Yeah, I just want to focus on myself.
Yeah.
So.
I want to also talk a little bit about the way your team kind of functions as like unpracticing coaching. I just got done talking to Jimmy, and he basically outlined how he wants to cater to like every player's like individual focuses and perspectives and needs, pretty much. And yeah, I think he thinks about it as like rookies versus vets and different like what you guys are focusing on and what you guys want to improve on and how you guys function as a team. Would you care to elaborate a little bit on how your practices and your coaching and like all of that kind of fits together to prep for a game day?
The whole week or like before the matches?
Let's just start with the whole week.
Okay, the whole week usually after our off day we have like a short meeting where we just like go over like what happened in the week and like the things we want to work on, and then that we try to let that guide our practice for the week. It's only like 3 days, so it's pretty fast. And we talk about like champ picks a bit, like if the meta changes, and then honestly, I feel like the things we practice keep changing every week because we keep improving, and then the things we need to work on also change. And well, sometimes it's not like always like just a gradual increase of like skill. I guess it's like sometimes we mess up again, and then we have to like work on things we've already worked on before. And usually, Josh and Zach are like leading a lot of the review like that because they know like so much about the game, and they're like experiencing it themselves. So it's like they know like what went wrong, like almost instantaneously, basically. And yeah, that's mostly it. And then before the matches, we just have a not a very quick but a very long draft meeting usually about what we want to pick and what we think they'll pick, and then just the normal stuff. It gets pretty long sometimes though.
Yeah. How long does it get? Like, what's the longest draft meeting you've ever sat through?
The longest, maybe like 3 hours, maybe 3 or 4, and the shortest, maybe like 30 minutes.
How many champions do you cover in that? Do you just go through and it's like if you're playing Cloud9, you're like, okay, Sven's played Kai'Sa like 85% of the time or whatever the number is. Like,
usually we just go like the scenarios one by one, and like it's not usually like, oh wow, like we have to consider like 100 different champs. It's like we have to consider like 10 champs, but maybe some are banned and some are picked, and like what combo do you want to like set up for, or, like what we would want to deny. So it's not like we're not considering all 160 like whatever champions in the League of Legends roster or anything. It's just with the bans and stuff and like the picks and what they can pick. It just gets pretty complicated with a pretty short amount of champions, honestly.
DIG's 9-5 right now. You guys busted out of the tie for second. You're all up on top of second. There's a 4-way tie, I believe, for third right now.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be sitting on top of the ranks after not the greatest lock-in?
Oh yeah, the lock-in happened. Feels pretty. It's pretty normal actually, or it's like not like normal as like we expected it, but it's more like doesn't feel like anything has changed because we're like second in the league. It just feels like we still have like stuff to work on and like stuff we're doing well, and it's just like, oh, we're second, huh? Okay, well, let's keep practicing. That's how it feels like, honestly. So we're not like that focused on it. It's just like, oh wow, like, sick, we're second, and we should be 11-3, but yeah, we're almost tied for second. Pretty good. But yeah, we're not like focused on that. We're just still practicing.
And I know you focused, just for this last point, you said you don't really focus on what people say about you, but what are your goals as like a player? Like outside of like playoffs or worlds or doing all of that, winning tournaments, what do you want to accomplish as a player?
I think I just want to be considered a top tier player by the end of the season, and along with all the winning and stuff, I just want to leave my mark as long as I'm here for a bit. That's all.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I was just like, yeah, that's awesome, great.
Yeah. That's it.
All right, for sure, man. Are we gonna see Aatrox tomorrow or what?
Who are we against? EG? Depends on the draft.
Leak your draft to me right now.
Nah. Yeah, I'll pick HR. We're picking HR's first pick. Link that to EG if you can.
Yeah, and then you're picking Senatom Kench. Cool. I'll tell them. I'll let them know. All right.
Yeah.
Once again, this is top laner for Dignitas FakeGod, and I'm Matt Tebow with Stacked. You can find us online at stack.gg, and you can follow us on our socials at StackedLOL. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. It really helps us out a lot. FakeGod, man, thanks for taking the time to talk to me, and good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, no problem.